Alright, this is getting out of control. Having a bad hair day. Look at that. I gotta get this cut. This is unruly. Alright, so I just woke up. Yeah, slept on the pillow. Pretty rough. Got my hair uneven. I did look in the mirror. But I just woke up basically and making breakfast. We're gonna have some oatmeal this morning. And some coffee. I can't really talk or think until I have my coffee. But yeah, I need a haircut. So it snowed a bit yesterday. Heading into yesternight. You can see how Owlie got covered as the snow accumulated yesterday into yesternight. So I always get whole bean coffee and grind it myself here. So it's nice and fresh. That smells good. AeroPress time. The mini filter of the AeroPress combined with the pushing the hot water and coffee grounds through gives it a real smooth taste, much like that's what we like. And I got my stainless steel insulated coffee mug. Sandy got me so I could drink my coffee hot for a long time. Alright, so mixing it up. No waffles today. You can't eat waffles every day. Well, yeah, you can, but I'm gonna have some oatmeal this morning. I got these, I guess they're gluten-free. I don't really care about that, but Bob's Red Mill, old-fashioned rolled oats. Usually oats by default shouldn't really have gluten in them because they're oats. But nice whole grain, pouring in the bowl here. Got my toppings. Special treat today. We have actual real blueberries. Sandy and I usually use frozen blueberries. A little more affordable. These are obviously very expensive. What can I say? I splurge on food. If I'm going to invest money in one thing that I really blow a lot of money on, it's definitely food. High quality food, high quality fuel. Think of it like insurance for your body. Well, I spend a lot on that too, but health insurance, long-term, blueberries, I think a great return on investment. Antioxidants, chock full of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory. Tastes great too. I really love the taste of blueberries on my oatmeal. We're also going to put some peanut butter on there. Got the natural, this is also pretty expensive I should say, but it doesn't have the palm oils in it. It's got the natural oils that separate, stir it together, peanut butter, and then of course I have a sweet tooth, so maple syrup, but some cinnamon and ginger powder we'll also get on there. But let's put the oats in the bowl, add some hot water, and microwave it a bit. Oh, I spilled some on the floor. That's what they look like. Oh, I got my lens steaming. So I added some of the hot water, microwave it a bit, get the oats cooked, and then add in some toppings. Getting a bit steamy there. Actually, we'll add in some cinnamon and the ginger now. Then the other stuff later. Result of the AeroPress coffee. I didn't fill my cup all the way. It's like a 20 ouncer, so I don't want it to be watered down too much. I like my coffee strong and hot. But yeah, superheated the oatmeal. I think I'll add a little more water. Gotta microwave it a bit more. It started bubbling over. I hate it when that happens. But I want to make sure the oats are cooked and nice and soft and hot. Nutrition facts on these oats. I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, look at these oats. They're carbs, they're grains. A lot of people don't realize how much protein is in oats. 7 grams of protein in a half cup. And look at all that fiber. That's really great. 5 grams dietary fiber. Splitting down the soluble and insoluble. Just a great source of energy right here. Carb up. Adding in the toppings. So I put a couple spoonfuls of peanut butter on there. Doused it with maple syrup. You know, the peanut butter, the protein from the peanut butter, you're already looking at maybe 30 grams, or no, not 30. With the protein from the peanut butter, you're already looking at over 15, maybe 18 grams of protein. Which I don't really even count protein, but just for some of those people out there, Obviously some refined type of sugar from the maple syrup, but it's good taste. I'll add the blueberries in. I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so huge breakfast. There's the finished product. Gonna stir in those blueberries. But yeah, it's time to carb up. Obviously even got quite a bit of fat in there with the peanut butter, but not really worried about that. Just great taste. Fruit in general, and again, you know, we splurge in terms of investing a lot of money in our food, especially getting high quality fruit, because it's so chock full of vitamins, nutrients, antioxidants. And what you're really looking for is nutrient density per calorie, right? Some people still think that they need to get a calorie density per gram of food, which is very easy to do if you eat fast food or you buy, really high fat foods. You get a lot of calories, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're healthy calories. I could go to Taco Bell and get a chalupa or something. Gordita. I used to get vegetarian gorditas there, but you could get a lot of calories for your dollar, but how much nutrients in terms of fiber and antioxidants and hydrating properties and things that could really help your body recover from hard workouts and fuel them, usually come from things that sometimes are more expensive, like getting blueberries in the winter. Checking the weather today. It's cold out there. Let's see what the snow's gonna do. Might be a little flurries during the run. That's great. Alright, so today, we already said it was February 20th, 2018. My second cup of coffee. I've been lounging around, doing a little emails, work, but it's cold outside. It's cold outside, as you can see. The temperature, got a bit of snow. It is real winter here in Boulder. We needed it though. It's good for the watershed, but makes it a little hard for specific road marathon training, especially when you have to do quality speed workouts, higher intensity workouts, or like today, what we have on the schedule is a 22-mile long run. And it's going to be, what is that, like 35 kilometers? With the second half being a fartlek or timed interval session of 2-minute surges, 2 minutes, hopefully faster marathon pace, followed by 2-minute float steady for at least an hour, 60-minute fartlek. I know that's not the true term fartlek speed play, but we do that for timed intervals, and it'll make it a negative split long run with faster pace running and a higher aerobic stimulus, heart rate spikes in the second half. Now, what I'm gonna do, because of the weather, is we're gonna go outside. We're gonna start at the gym, parking lot, go outside, roll out for the first 12 miles at a pretty steady pace, but you know, the bike paths are definitely covered in snow. It's icy, it's single-digit temps Fahrenheit. It's going to be slow going. I'm going to wear 3 layers. I got this base layer on here. We got Rabbit Apparel, Hoka 1-1 Rabbit Apparel here. I want to put on this heavy-duty half zip. Then I'm going to put on a jacket, this nice kind of windbreaker type of jacket. I might even be cold with all that on. It depends how hard I'm running. It's always a fine line between running hard and working up a sweat, but not working up so much of a sweat that you get hot and then you get chilled because you make your base layer. But this is a nice breathable fabric, so that definitely helps. You don't want to make your base layer too wet. If it's too hot, likewise, you don't want to just be too cold, but always wear a hat. That's going to be key. I'm going to take a Canaday Spring Energy, myspringenergy.com, enter code SAGE for 10% discount. Probably in the second half, maybe if I'm kind of feeling a little bonky-ish, which I probably should be if I'm running hard for the last 10 miles or so, but I'll just have that in my back pocket. Compressed Sport R2 calf sleeves, extra layer. On the calves, the Sage Runner Dry Max sock. You could get all these products. Helps support some of the special products that have my name in them, actually. Those are sponsor plugs. Wear this old school Nathan belt. I think I'll put my phone in there so I could actually play music and listen to it. Garmin 620, which did freeze yesterday on my shorter runs. I did like a 10-mile run, 16K, and it just pooped out. I think the battery is getting kind of bad, but the cold weather kind of makes it worse. Same thing with my phone. I have it in a life-proof case, and it froze up when I was trying to do an Instagram video of my run last night in this type of temperature. But if I keep it in the pouch, I think maybe it'll be able to play music, hopefully. Gloves, I gotta double up. I got some gloves. I'm probably gonna put mittens over these. My extremities get very cold in these temperatures. And you know, I could do this whole long run outside, but I'd have to put on the underwear or the third sock. Put on a third sock. Guys, you know what I mean. It gets very, very painful. Some of our extremities start to freeze for long periods of time outside, and then you try to thaw it. It's a disaster. But you know, lubed up with squirrel's nut butter so I don't chafe. It's important with the chafage in long runs, especially when you're wearing all these layers. But the idea today is actually, I don't mean to sound lame, but we're also going to have this in the car for the halfway point, Electro Ride, My Spring Energy in a Nathan bottle, is to run steady for the first 12 miles or so, and then I'm going to go to my car, get my gym card, get a drink, run into the gym, and finish up the second half of the faster part of the workout, the last 10 miles or 16K, actually on a treadmill. And there's only really a handful of days that I actually run on a treadmill. You know, I could be tough and I could go outside and do this whole long run, 22 miles on the bike path out in the cold. And you know, certainly that's mentally tough and it would be kind of uncomfortable. But the idea is because I can't get the traction that I need, even in this Hoka Speed Goats, on snow and ice with 3 layers on, trying to run low 5-minute mile pace is just kind of out of the question. I could work hard and get my heart rate up and be breathing hard and be sweating and be in a lot of pain, but to actually get in that specific velocity at low 5-minute mile pace is kind of what we want to do with this specific workout. And we're going to assume that the Boston Marathon course road on race day is not covered in snow. So the specific movement pattern, the specific muscle tension, and getting used to running under marathon race pace for these fartlek surges is very important, and we need good traction for that. So that's kind of the idea of going on the treadmill and doing these surges. And you know, hopefully be surging 2 minutes, close to 5-minute mile pace, with a 2-minute float, maybe close to 6-minute mile pace, probably a little over 6-minute mile pace. But hopefully we could run that last 10 miles maybe in about an hour, last 16K in about an hour doing fartlek on the treadmill. Gets a little hairy. I don't put it on 1% incline just because I like to just get used to the flat. I think treadmill training is great though in some regards for incline training, hill training, extended uphill tempo runs, training for Mount Washington. I use it extensively as well. It gets really boring listening to music on the treadmill as well, but it's good footing for today. You don't want to risk injury, pulling a muscle, or you know, slipping around in the snow trying to run fast. I've done my time doing that. I've trained for 3 winters in upstate, or I trained for 4 winters in upstate New York. Running a lot of indoor track though in college, but training outside in the cold snow, upstate New York for 4 winters, 3 winters in Michigan. I've done a lot of fast, hard workouts at close to 5-minute mile pace on snow and ice in single-digit temperatures like this. Luckily, winters in Boulder are much more mild on average compared to those other places that I've trained, so really spoiled here. But it is the peak of winter, and these are some of the more challenging days where you have to adapt and try to get the best out of your training environment. So having access to the gym, really important today. And we're gonna get bundled up, go scrape off the car, and get rolling. This is Pearl Street. Brr, it's cold out here. All right, starting at the ball fields. Restroom's locked. Story of my life. All right, just have to go later. Yeah, good thing about Boulder is usually the bike path is plowed better than the actual driving roads. So we'll see what it's like right out here. Start off here. Hope my watch doesn't fail here. Maybe not. Ooh, a little icy on turn there. So there are some dry spots. I think when the sun came out it melted a bit and I do plow it.
So that's good. But there are also some really slick spots, so kind of slow going. No one out here really. Gym was crowded though. Had to park on the street. So the good news about today is it's not too windy out. Sun came out, actually warmed up. But yeah, a lot of people ask me what kind of music I listen to on some of these runs, and you know, it varies. I appreciate all types of music: classical, Beethoven, Mozart, Bach, even Bach. Oldies, so I went through a big oldies kick. Got some Three Dog Night now. You know, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Dave Clark 5, you know, AC/DC, harder rock. Right now I got Freebird playing, Leonard Skinner. I've actually, if you follow me on Strava, for my easy runs, I'll do lyrics to songs I listen to on the run. So you kind of see the sampling. I like modern stuff too though. Portugal the Man, MGMT, Modest Mouse. So I guess I was listening to that stuff like 5-10 years ago too, but you know, newer bands, the Lumineers, Colorado, Bastille, stuff here on the radio now here, all sorts of stuff. Scott Joplin, Ragtime. If it has good musicality, I like it a lot. I guess if I had to pick a genre, I do like rock, alternative rock, you know, classic Blink-182 growing up, a lot of that. AWOL Nation, obviously, big influence. Going back to the oldies though, CCR as well. I like it all. I mix it up with a long playlist here. But yeah, about 3.5 miles in, 4 miles in, feeling okay. Hopefully get speed up a lot on the treadmill. Looking forward to stripping down to my shorts, getting that fartlek going for the last 10 miles or 16K. It's a little tedious out here. All right, just over 6 miles in, almost 10K. Barely going sub 7-minute mile pace, but you know, it's slow going. It's not slow. The East Boulder Rec Center area. Really gotta go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna hit up this porta potty because I think it's open. Don't worry though, you'll see the pause on Strava. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. All right, just came up on 10 miles or 16.1K, 67 minutes. Sped up a little coming back. 2 more miles back to the gym. I can strip down, do the fartlek fast part of the workout. It's I thought I'd overdressed and gotten too warm, but now I'm actually getting progressively colder as the run goes on. So finish back up at the car real quick, go to the gym, get some speed in. Right back at the car, finish up 12 miles, 12.2 or so. Well, you'll see it on Strava. 82 minutes, gonna switch into the tracers, go into the treadmill, hit it up. Yeah, I wanna go faster. Come on, go. Alright, so just finished up at the gym there. 22 miles, 35K, 34K, I don't even know what that is. You know, on the treadmill it's a lot easier. Obviously I didn't have a 1% incline and you have no wind resistance, not breaking the air at 12 miles an hour. So I was able to float it, and you know, who knows how accurate treadmills are, at about 11.5 miles an hour. It said it was faster than my marathon pace, like 5:13 per mile pace, so maybe slightly faster, touching on marathon pace. To 9.5 miles per hour on the two-minute float. So it's 15 times 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off. Went over 10 miles, 10.3 or 10.5 miles. I think I got this 10-mile split in there. 16K split was 57.40ish maybe. 5:42 mile average for the last 10 miles on the treadmill. On tired legs, I took the Canaday around mile 19 into the run, which was mile 7 on the treadmill, but yeah, I felt pretty good, hydrated with 18 ounces of Electrolyte, myspringenergy.com. Now I gotta get some food. Really, it's a late lunch. It's late in the afternoon. I'm lazy, but I wanted to run when it was warmer out. Good. I felt good about the workout. Good muscle fatigue. I'm also in the context of training. This is my 4th real week of training back. I jumped up over 100 miles a week 2 weeks ago. Now we're gonna push 115, maybe 120 miles per week this week. Ran 110 last week, so getting the legs nice and tired, getting those aerobic benefits in. Got to chow down though. I'm gonna go to Native. It's one of my favorite restaurants. It's a chain. There's some in California. See what we could get to eat for a late lunch. Got to recover. Got to eat. Chow down. I'm getting hungry now. Tacos with guacamole's key. And French cheese. Dessert. I get that in there. Real meat of the taco, that sauce. That's good stuff. Alright, cheers. I ended up getting a coffee too, to go with my cupcake that I got at Native to go. Yeah, it was a really good meal. Native's all plant-based. They make burgers, all sorts of great stuff, really tasty stuff. Really like Native. It's a special treat. Treat yourself. But yeah, mac and cheese is always a favorite. There you got the tacos, like vegan mayonnaise, desserts, crumpets, sweet potato fries, things like that. Always great to carb up. And yeah, like I said, it was a chain. I think there's definitely some in California, maybe Chicago, New York. They're spread out all over the country in the US here. But yeah, just great food. Little on the expensive side, but again, like I said, a special treat. Got in that meal, cook at home tonight with Sandy. Running some errands now, going to the store, going to Target, getting a Brita filter, water filter, some other stuff. So yeah, then gotta get back home, do some work, do some emails, stretch out probably a bit more, try to recover from this long run effort. But you know, I feel pretty good, and I'll film dinner and what we're eating there, and yeah, it should be a good day. Try to stay warm. It's gonna be a cold one tonight too. Alright, so getting dinner started here. We're gonna start off with a lot of veggies. I got veggies on the pan here. We're gonna bake these. I got onion, what's that, mushroom, chunks of garlic, green pepper, broccoli. Yeah, we're gonna bake that in the oven, and then we're gonna coat it in a balsamic reduction. Cook the balsamic vinegar. Makes it taste nice and sweet, syrupy, a little thicker. Can't get it to focus there. And yeah, and then we're gonna have some rice. We got leftover rice in the fridge already. We just heat up chunks of tofu. Maybe make a cheese sauce too. Throw this in the oven. Tofu. Alright, so we got the tofu out, cubed it up. We're actually gonna throw that in the oven too, let it bake a bit. And then for the cheese, that's an air quote, cheese sauce, grind up some cannelli beans, mix in some nutritional yeast, Briggs, a little bit of lemon juice, and what else do we? This leftover Parmesan, air quote, cheese powder that I made the other day with ground cashews and nutritional yeast and garlic salt, or garlic powder and onion powder. Just pulsed it in the blender to make this nice topping for my pasta the other night. But yeah, we'll grind this up and we could top it with the rice. Actually, that's some other grain. We got cooked rice already. Just heat that up, and then got the balsamic reduction going over here that we'll coat the grilled baked veggies to make it a complete meal. Alright, so Sandy ended up making the cheese sauce. What else did you add in there, babe? Cannelli beans, nutritional yeast,
garlic, paprika, cayenne.
Garlic, paprika, oh, the spices. Oh, that's good. So I drizzled that on top of the tofu, on top of brown rice. And then you got the grilled veggies on the side there. I got a tortilla because I love extra carbs, and a nice stout because it's cold outside. I need to warm up. But there's the finished product. There's dinner. I'll get a couple servings of that. Alright, so that's a wrap pretty much for today. Well, I'm probably gonna have a midnight snack dessert. Sandy shared this recipe with me. We had fun making it over the weekend. Microwavable brownie, vegan, 5-ingredient brownie. Basically like 2 tablespoons of some sort of flour. I used brown rice flour, some maple syrup, baking powder, chocolate powder, cocoa powder, 2 tablespoon and a half of that, a little bit of the baking powder. I use a lot of maple syrup, a couple spoonfuls of an almond milk, or something like that. You stir it around, microwave it in the microwavable mug for like a minute. It kind of bakes into this brownie. Top it with a little powdered sugar, maybe some extra chocolate sauce, something like that. You just eat it with a spoon right out of the cup. It's great. I'll show it if I make it later tonight as my little midnight snack. It's getting late, gotta rest up, but yeah, training's going well. Thanks so much for following along. Really appreciate all your support, following me, buying our training plans on sagerunning.com, but also just subscribing to this channel, liking these videos if you like them, commenting, sharing your running experiences and how things are going for you. Really appreciate all the positive feedback and hearing